Hi everyone, I'm Bishop Orley. Welcome to Cyber Witch, my channel about the occult, demonology, and my life as a professional witch. If that sounds good to you, then please hit like and subscribe for new videos every week. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the left-hand path and the dark goddess. Those are concepts that are discussed quite frequently in contemporary occultism and witchcraft, and I wanted to share my insights with you because I have been learning and training from my teacher, who is an Agori, who studied the left-hand path from India, and how that has really helped my spiritual practice to understand what the left-hand path, or LHP, means coming from India, and how we can learn from this to really strengthen our work with the dark goddess and to help you all understand what these things mean so you can empower yourself and help to change your spiritual practice in a more beautiful, profound way, because a lot of people have been seeing my altars and asking me different questions about why I started working with these different Vedic traditions. And a huge part of it is rooted in the idea that I'm not locked into a left-hand path that is defined by Abrahamic beliefs. So often in contemporary occultism, people look at the concept of left-hand path as being like the anti-Christianity, or just thinking of it as Satanism, for example. And what we can actually do is really correlate Satan to Shiva as a illuminator, and also as giving us direct access to these spiritual currents where everyone can find their own unique way in learning and discovering the connection that we have, so we can tap into the cosmic forces that are within our own selves and really understand this super important connection that our actual physical bodies has when we're learning about the left-hand path outside of this Abrahamic faith dichotomy, and really looking at where it comes from in India. So what I mean by this is it's not constrained to like a Christian paradigm of good and evil. This has to do with a couple of different facets, but in particular, it has to do with the idea of these Eastern traditions and how the left-hand path is viewed and approached there, and how that can help empower us in our own spiritual evolution. So a huge aspect of the left-hand path from these traditions is the idea of the goddess, or the dark goddess, where we can find this force that is a feminine force. In so many religions or traditions, it's very much confined to the masculine. So in this left-hand path, we are really embracing the goddess. We are learning from the goddess, finding the goddess in nature, finding the goddess within ourselves and other people, and being devoted to her, learning from her, and allowing ourselves to see this universe containing the masculine and feminine elements as things that are important and divine. And so a huge aspect of it as well is the idea of our bodies are not a prison, And our bodies are not sacrilegious. Our bodies are not dirty. And this is another aspect of what makes this left-hand path, because very often in religions and traditions, the body is seen as something that is corrupted, full of sin. There is an aversion to things that are of the flesh, of our carnal natures. Things like sexuality are seen as evil, things to stay away from. But the left-hand path really embraces these things as wonderful sources of power. And this is extremely significant in the tantric work I have been studying, where we can find a connection to the dark goddess. We can empower ourselves with our bodies and the energy that comes from our bodies to have spiritual experiences, instead of seeing ourselves as just being a temporary thing, trying to do everything we can to escape from samsara, to escape from Maya, to escape from reality. But really, instead of that, embracing the beauty of the flesh in ourselves and seeing that as something sacred, when we can even worship the divine through our own bodies. And so that is something that is very often, seen as forbidden to people. And this is the sacred taboo in the left-hand path. And then another aspect that comes from that is doing whatever we can to try to help the world around us to evolve, to try to help people, and to try to be really aware of the fact that our energy extends beyond our own selves into the environment all around us. So we can really express ourselves as being sources of the cosmos through our energy to help elevate the world around us, instead of just giving that to a god, or instead of just trying to think that there is something much better somewhere else, like something like heaven, whatever it may be, in religions that constrain people from seeing the beauty and wonders of this world and finding something sacred in that. And these things are often seen as very controversial. And this is why it's looked at as left-hand path, even really embracing aspects of the spirits of the dead, of working with the dead in general, as a way of helping us to learn from our previous incarnations, tapping into ourselves even in the future, to really access non-linear time frames. And through this, we can gain so many insights into non-ordinary reality just from being alive, just from existing in this world. So we don't have to fear our bodies. We don't have to try to escape from the world to try to find solace in something higher than us, because we can see that within ourselves. We can find the dark goddess in these shadowy places, in the darkness of humanity. We find beauty in that, and it has its place to teach us. And these are really powerful, profound, and incredible mysteries that really, truly excite me so much. And that's why I've really been enjoying these aspects of more traditional Vedic studies and yoga, and applying that into my perspective as a witch and as someone who works with the infernal spirits as well. So I hope that gave you some things to think about today. If you would like to reach me for any spiritual help or tarot, or my online classes that teach about developing your psychic abilities and how to conjure different spirits, demons, the incubus and succubus spirits, as well as my online advanced tarot course for witches, that teaches you how to read with any deck and use the cards in your spells to conjure spirits. All that stuff is linked on my website in the description of this video. Thank you so much to all of my patrons and to my channel members. Please subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you next time. Bye.